POC Network here with another unboxing, this time coming from the company Audeze. And this is the You-Klid closed-back planar magnetic in-ear headphones for audiophiles. The kind of in-ears that you're going to want to plug into a DAC or other amp solution to get the best response out of the music you're listening to. Although we haven't listened to them yet, so we can't really say that just yet. But that's what they're aiming for from the company Audeze. This is a very, very fine pair of in-ear headphones that we can't wait to listen to. And they come with some interesting and familiar features to the company, including planar magnetic drivers on the inside. So you have 18mm drivers, one in each side, and that's full range drivers. You don't have multiple drivers, just the one single driver on each side. That's all it takes. With phaser phase management, you have 105 decibels per milliwatt efficiency, and a max SPL that is well over 120 decibels, and a frequency response of 10 hertz to 50 kilohertz, which is a pretty good range. 10 hertz to 50 kilohertz. So you can imagine why we're kind of excited to listen to these, because our assumptions are pretty high. Plus, we've listened to plenty of the models from Audeze and have been pretty impressed so far. We really do like this company. But like with any pair of audiophile in-ear headphones, not really any pair, but any good pair, it does have swappable cables. And that is an MMCX plug type, which easily disconnects so you can swap them out for different cables. You have 3 different standard cord types, one of which comes with it. You have the 3.5mm, and then you have some optional ones, including a 4.4mm and a Bluetooth. But for right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this up, and we're gonna see what it comes with, what it looks like. And then you go to the website at plcnetwork.net. Later on, we're gonna have a full review about this once we've actually taken the time to listen to them. So let's go ahead and pop it open. Now, the first thing you come across, you have a You-Klid Bluetooth cable user guide for the optional Bluetooth cable. This runs you through the functions of the controller, the inline controller that are that's in line with the cable. And then you have an Audeze FCC regulatory compliance. And this is your case. This is what they come with. It's just a nice kind of hard shell case that has a little carabiner here to attach it to your bag or your belt loop or anything else you want to hook this onto. And then you're met with 2 cards. You have the certificate of authenticity from Audeze that's signed right on the back, policy. And then you have a user guide and driver downloads with a link on the back that tells you to go to the website. And in this case, it's just gonna be a user guide because there shouldn't be any drivers. Now, you may have different accessories than what we're seeing today. We have seen different listings, again, for these in-ears, so some that come with the Bluetooth and the 4.4mm cable, and some that don't. Some that come with just 2 styles of tips, which is just your typical silicone tips that's made in-house from Audeze, as well as some Comply isolation foam tips. And then you may also, like in our situation here, get spin fit tips. So you get 3 sizes. So you got small, medium, and large in here. 2 and 3 pairs of Comply foam. You also have 3 pairs, because it already has 1 pair installed, of the silicone tips. So it looks like the smalls are installed. So you have medium and large right here, as well as a cleaning brush for getting earwax and other things out of the ear tips after you've worn them for long periods of time. Sometimes you got to do a little spring cleaning on them and get some of that gunk out, so that way you're not affecting the audio quality. You just have a wire loop tool here and a brush on the other side. And then of course you have a clip so that you can attach it to the wire in case you want to clip the cable to your clothing to prevent dragging as you're moving around. The cable might drag against things, and this will help kind of prevent that from passing through and or catching on to things, as you're moving around your desk. Then you have a mesh, kind of a foamy mesh bag here. You're probably not really going to make use of this outside of your accessories maybe. This hard shell case is definitely your best opportunity for keeping these earbuds safe. If you're going to spend $1,300 on a pair of in-ears, you're probably going to want to skip using the simple little mesh bag. Now, given this does have plenty of padding to it, it's pretty nice, but is it enough to protect a $1,300 pair of in-ears? Probably not. We'd recommend using that for accessories, and just, even though this is a little bit bulkier, definitely make use of the hard shell case for that added level of protection. Now, everything comes separate here since you have a detachable cable. You have your 2 earbuds here. The housing is made up of aluminum with some carbon fiber finish on the tops here, or at least the sides. And you have your two MMCX connections right here. And right here, right on the inside is where left and right are notated. Then you have a cable here. This is a 3.5 millimeter cable, so something to keep in mind. This pretty much, minus this is your default kit. So at minimum, this is what you're getting. 3 pairs of the foam tips, 3 pairs of silicone tips, a 3.5 millimeter cable, and 1 adapter that I'm about to show you. Everything else may be extra and or just somewhere else where you're purchasing this from might have this as a kit. So you have a piece of Velcro here to keep it tidy with. It does have a hole in it so you can actually make sure it lives with the cable if you choose to do so. It looks like they don't attach it to the cable, so it's up to you, the user, to determine if you want to use this or not. The cable itself, the 3.5 millimeter cable, it does come with a little protector here to protect the tip with. You have a braided design to the cable. I mean, this cable looks really nice. This tells you that the company really put some thought into making sure that you got a quality accessory to go with those earbuds with, so that way you don't have any weak points. You don't want any bottlenecks in the design that's going to weigh down the quality that's reaching your ears. You have just tubing here to help shape the wire to the shape of your ear, and then they're just going to come around over the ear and into your ear with the earbuds going in right there. And should be comfortable. The earbuds themselves are actually pretty lightweight. They feel really good. And we'll go by color here. We have blue and red. It just pops into place, snaps right into the cable, and goes right into the ear. If you do the same with both sides, again, the cable just snaps right into place. This is your general MMCX cable type, so you can swap this out if you have another cable laying around that you'd prefer to use with these. And then to remove them, you just very carefully grab it by the base here and just pull away while securing it with your other hand, and it snaps right off. I mean, these cables are really easy to work with. And as for the adapter I had mentioned, you have a 1/4-inch adapter for larger amps or receivers, which just pops right into place onto the 3.5 millimeter cable. Now for some of those optional accessories, you have this actually goes with this, you have a Bluetooth wire here with the USB for charging it with. You have your MMCX connection right here for both buds, plus the cable, everything's flexible except for this section here. It's bendable, so that way you can get it exactly to the shape of your ear. And then you have, on both ears, you have a module here. It looks like this side's probably just the battery, if I were to guess, and then this one is just controls and the charging port. If we were to recommend anything, we would say avoid using this unless you are mobile. If you're away from the use of any kind of a DAC amplifier, then definitely, at least you have this option in case you want to take this with you and listen to them on a bus, on a train, or anywhere else, and just relax to some really good music. But in most cases, if you can, we would highly recommend using the analog wire for the best quality connected to some kind of a mobile DAC, if you have one. And we'll be definitely pairing this up with multiple DACs later on once we do the review at plcnetwork.net to let you know what we think. But then we have 3 buttons right here. These are multiple function buttons. You have a center button right here, and then you have your next and previous buttons. Now these are going to also act as volume, they're going to act as play, pause, answer phone calls, and so forth. And all that information is going to be located right here in that before mentioned little fold out here. So you got power on, power off, Bluetooth pairing, play, pause, volume up, down, previous track, next track, answer, end call, reject call during, or end call during call, or answer incoming while you're into another call, switch call, voice assistant, and so forth. So you have plenty of options in this multifunction controller, and it's all combined within just 3 buttons, which is pretty much typical with any inline controller these days. And then finally, you have your 4.4 millimeter braided cable here. Now this is a balanced cable. So the 3.5 millimeter here is your typical unbalanced cable. This one is a balanced cable, and it's only usable on specific amps that support this. So now we're looking into finer amplifiers, headphone amps that are designed with a 4.4 balanced connection in mind, or in many cases, a really nice DAC amplifier that will typically have this if you're in the range of, usually pushing far past $100 for the DAC amplifier. So usually like $200, $300, $400, or $500 plus. everything from the Estelle, up to Estelle and Kern and some other well-known brands that really deliver. Or you can stick with more affordable but fine brands like File and connect this to one of theirs that have a balanced 4.4 millimeter jack. It's completely user optional. You can stick with 3.5 since most devices do have 3.5. This will work on your cell phone or your smartphone, your tablet, computer, laptop. And again, this is for nicer DACs and amplifiers. This is for when you're on the go and you just don't have a DAC and you don't want to have a wire hanging around connected to your device. Then you can go with the Bluetooth, which just keeps around your neck. So you have different options here. Some may be optional, may not be, depends on where you're buying the kit from. But overall, again, $1,300 is what you're looking at. It's $1,299 for this pair of in-ear headphones. Physically, the build quality of these earbuds is fantastic. The case is a nice touch. Definitely, again, make use of the case. Mesh bag, accessories, throw it in the corner. Probably avoid using that to protect the headphones with. Or probably just store your extra wires in there. That's probably the best thing to use this for. Store any extra wires in there. Keep your earbuds in here. Protect those. Protect your investment. And go to plcnetwork.net so you can learn more about this once we have the review posted. That's important. Protect your earbuds and go look at the story. Figure out what we think about it. But we'll have more about this at plcnetwork.net, where we're gonna have that full review posted once we've actually sat down with these and listened to them. And I'm probably gonna spend a good amount of time before that story appears online. So have a little patience. It'll probably appear after this video within a number of days. But we definitely wanna spend some time with these before we really put it into our final word on the website to let you know what we think. But when the time comes, it will be plcnetwork.net, and a link to it will be available in the description below. Now, if you liked what you've seen here, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and use the comments to chat about this. Maybe you have a pair, maybe you want a pair, maybe you have something that's similar spec-wise, or you just want to ask questions and comment with each other or with us. Definitely use the comment section below. And as always, we thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.